You hear the noise in the background, that's my heater. That's my space heater. So I hope that doesn't cause you to click off of this video. Give me a second here to gather my thoughts. It's my first time doing this, so my bad, bro. And you know, that's a good place to start. I'll keep this pretty general so that, you know, if this gets out, you know, pretty much anyone can consume it, anyone can listen and watch along. So I guess I'll just stick to the topic of life, you know. That's what I'm gonna choose. That's the topic I'm gonna choose. You know, and like I said, this is my first time doing this, so give me grace, be patient with me. That causes me to think about my life, about how, you know, I'm 22 years old, by the way. My name is Malik. I like to go by Leak for short. I do make music, but we're not here to talk about that right now. What we're here to talk about is life, right? You know, I grew up in a single parent household for the most part, and so because I'm a man, and my father, I didn't have that luxury of having a male role model in my life, a good upstanding male role model that I can look up to. You know, I don't even have this image of a perfect, of anything that will perfectly represent it. I mean, I probably do, as I've meditated on the fact that I don't have this all my life for probably the past at least like 5 to 10 years, probably more along 7. I'm 22. So probably once I started hitting those early teenage years, I was kind of really, I mean, especially when I was hitting graduation. So that was around 2021. So I, you know, hit graduation, was wondering, what should I do? Where should I go? Who should I be? Who should I talk to? Who do I connect with? What's the next move? What's the next step? You know, having all of those questions, and those questions really bother me so much, man. And to this day, they irk me. You know why? Because it's caused me to become a perfectionist. Because I was able to recognize that me not having that male role model, because I recognized how it affected me and how it contributed to all the shortcomings in my life. You know, a man is a very powerful tool that God uses to bring glory to him and to fix things and to bring things that aren't to be. A man is a very unique tool of warfare against, not even against the devil, but a very unique tool of warfare that God uses for the sake of justice in the world. When that man is anchored in, you know, a spiritual, within the context of a spiritual hierarchy, you know, and I just know that not having that really did numbers on my life, as far as, you know, anytime I'm spiraling, anytime I make a mistake, like today, for example, I'll use this as an example. Today I made a mistake at work, and I've been at been with this company for probably 3.5 weeks now. Actually, today's Friday, so four weeks now. But first few days were just computer training, so you know, once I work on a dock. I'm a dock worker loading and unloading trailers. And so, at least that's what I do. That's not who I am. That's what I do for work, to make money, to feed my family and make ends meet, to just basically survive. And so, but anyway, I made a mistake today, and you know, I was driving a forklift, and you know, I was coming back from my break. What happened was, you know, forklifts are highly maneuverable, so they can turn like this, unlike a normal car can. Like a normal car turning will take a lot of space. Regular forklifts can. And so, you know, we park in very tight areas. We maneuver through very tight spaces. And so coming back from my break, I got on my forklift and spun around. But the thing was, I was right next to, there was a ramp right behind me. And this ramp is, and this area is right by like the office area. We walk into the office and the area with the break room. And this ramp is actually just a little bit, you know, a little bit more, I don't want to say, it's like very, 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 very dusty. I work in a warehouse setting, so the whole warehouse is all dust and dirt. Like, I mean, surprisingly, my nails are clean. But anyway, let's stay on topic. You probably didn't need to see that my hands get disgusting from the warehouse setting, and I hate it. I don't like it. But anyway, this area is a lot more dusty. So as I spun around and hit my brakes, you know, when you want a forklift, you know, unlike a car, when you shift gears from reverse to drive, you're immediately in driving. You can press the brake and go. On a forklift, it's not exactly the same. There's a little bit of a delay that you get when you press it from forward to go, right? And so what happens is, as you shift the gear, you can't, as you shift it to forward to drive, you can't necessarily just go. When you stomp on the gas, the gas doesn't go, it doesn't register. I think that's like some safety feature that they have in it. But you know, I slammed on the brakes as I approached closer to the ramp. So I spun around, and the ramp is like behind the lift now. And so I slid and skidded across the cement, because it's ultra dusty in that area, a little bit more dusty than other areas of the dock. And essentially what happened, I slid down the ramp, and you know, this is actually the second time this happened. First time I got away with it. This time I slid down the ramp, and there's like garage doors. This ramp goes to like outside of the dock, and so the back of the forklift kind of like gently collided with the garage overhead door. And today we actually had a shift meeting. We actually had a meeting during our shift, and this is my first time experiencing one of these meetings since I've worked for this company. And so they covered in this meeting that they just had to pay a bill of $60,000 for repairs on these overhead doors, so to stay away from them with the forklifts. And you know, there people are whatever on these forklifts. People, I mean, there's a couple of ladies on the dock that work there, and which is a little bit unusual, or something I wouldn't expect or anticipate, due to you know, just what it takes to work this job. Even, I mean, you gotta have strong muscles, you gotta be have very thick skin, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. You get little personal life. But anyway, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, these ladies, they kind of, you know, they rip and go, they crash into the freight, you know. But it's like whatever. But as I collided into the door, they actually sent me home today, a little bit earlier than the time I was supposed to end my shift. I don't know if that was protocol. The operations manager just kind of responded out of frustration when I asked him, is that the protocol when you crash into something? But anyway, let's get back to the point. Life, you know, I just feel like a lot of times you know, when I make a mistake, you know, I can't help but to look back and you know, as I heal and as I journey, you know, for me, I need God, and I need, you know, that's Jesus Christ, because Jesus Christ did it perfectly, right? No sins, no flaws, no mistakes. God in the flesh, incarnated. So again, I'm not here to talk about faith right now, but rather life. But for me, I need God. When I go through stuff like this, like after they sent me home, I mourned. I mourned. I felt so bad because they just covered it today, and I mourned, and I sat in my car for about 15 minutes, just mourning, praying, asking God how to navigate this. And that's kind of what I want to talk about. That's what I want to break into is how do you navigate it when you feel like, in life, like you don't know like the next step. How do you navigate that? And that's my ultimate question. I'm not even going to answer that question. If you have an answer me this. Help me. For whoever lands on this video, this is my question to you. Please help me. When you make a mistake in life, when you hit a roadblock, when you hit a barrier, what do you do to get? Because when it's those types of mistakes that it feels like, because obviously I face a lot of spiritual warfare. I do feel like I have a pretty high calling on my life. That's not me trying to be boastful, but just knowing that for me personally, I talk and I speak with the Lord, and He's declared to me that I have a purpose on this earth, and my purpose is specific, it's unique. And so that's why I'm confident in that, because I feel like I know myself well enough to know that, I've just had those conversations with God already to know that I'm not here for no reason. But here's my question. When you make a mistake that might bring about consequences that might just make you feel so uneasy, that might just cause you to spiral, to worry, to panic, to overthink, to be fearful. What is your escape? What is your out? Because let's be honest, fear is an energy. Fear is a spirit. It doesn't just, it's not incidental. It's when you open your vessel up to that, fear is a spirit. It's an energy that kind of clings onto you. And it's like you got to kind of fight it off. So it's like, I just want to know, y'all tell me, how you tell me, bro, how do you handle this? Because I need to know. How do you get out of a sticky situation? How do you pull yourself back out? And I'm not talking about sticking and moving, hustling and bustling. That's low vibrational. Let's call it what it is. That's matrix operations, for lack of better words. I'm talking about when there's nothing around you, when you feel like there's nothing that can save you, when you feel hopeless, when you feel like there's nothing you can do to change the situation, to fix the situation, to make it better. But there's nothing or no one around you but you. And just, I guess, the resources that are just naturally around you in that moment. But even then, I find that it's not the smartest thing to just run towards those resources to try to fix the situation and resolve the situation, rather. I feel like the answer to that question might be something along the lines of, now I need you to answer this question for me. I'm not answering this question for you. I need you to answer this question for me, because I need an answer. I need help. I need to know. All right. When it's just you, what do you do? And there's nothing. When there's nothing you can do, what do you do? And I just feel like a part of that answer might be just, sitting in it. I think that's a part, because that's what I did. And I don't know if that's right. I don't know if that's wrong. I don't know if there is a right or wrong answer. But rather, I think I'm looking for what's most effective. What do you think is most effective when it comes to trying to fix a situation that you don't think that you can fix or don't know how to fix? All right. Answer that question for me in the comments. I need to know. Also, all I ask is that, if this video really did bring awareness to you or made you think a little bit, even like I'm not even talking about this needs to be a movement, this needs to be a show, I'm not a streamer, none of that. I'm asking you, bro. And if you a sister watching this video, I'm asking you, sis. I'm asking you. All right. So I need to know. Answer in the comments for me. Yeah, if this video brought light to your mind, you know, leave a thumbs up so that we can just keep the conversation going. Because I'm gonna see how this video does. Like I said, it's my first time though. I'm gonna see how this video does, and if I come back to someone commented to your comment or to your like, and I read it, it may prompt me to keep the conversation going, right? So I'm gonna just be real. A little bit of experimenting with this, so I don't got, like I said, it's not a movement. I don't got traction. I'm just talking. I'm talking to you one-on-one, like we in the same room. So just talk. I just ask that you reciprocate that same energy, all right? Talk to me one-on-one, like it's just you and me, and be honest with yourself. Because at the end of the day, yes, there's technology between us, but I'm a real human being, and you're a real human being. And at the end of your life, at the end of our lives, it's just us. If you believe in the afterlife, if you believe in judgment, if you believe in God's wrath, if you have the fear of the Lord, then you know, like, at the end of the day, when you breathe your last 3 breaths, and you thinking like, this is it, and you gonna go and be in that casket, it's only gonna put one body in that casket. And when you stand before God, when you go from this earth, it's only gonna be you that left in that moment. Somebody might pass after you, like a second after you, or they might even pass at the same exact time as you, but your life experiences was not their life experiences. Therefore, you're gonna feel alone. You're gonna feel alone trying to include anyone else in this. So just be brutally honest with me. Let's help me to not necessarily for the sake of engagement, but help me keep this conversation rolling, right? Help me start this conversation. Right? That's all I ask of you. All right. So I tried to keep this video, to stick to just life. I tried to keep this video on one topic, one subject. My bad about the rambling. Like I said, it's my first time. Have grace with me. All right. Give me some grace. So that might be it for this video. I'm glad you made it here. Thank you for watching all the way through if you did. Thank you for watching just a little bit if you did. Thank you for commenting if you did. I really do appreciate that. I'll come back to it. I'll check it out. And you and me, we're going to build a relationship like we know each other. All right? That's my goal here, right? Is connection, rather. Is to provide something for another human being on this earth. Because I'm looking for meaning and purpose, just like you looking for meaning and purpose. All right? And one more thing I just want to mention before I end this video, I don't have things all together. In fact, let me be really real with you. I feel like I don't got nothing together. I feel like I don't got nothing together. And that's just me being real with you. And the reason why I say that is because I think I believe that that's the only way that you'll trust that I'm a real human being. I think if more people were honest, men, women, sons, daughters, children, Christians, Muslims, whoever you are, wherever you fall in that, and whatever demographic you fall under, I think if more of us were honest, I think everybody would be saying that same exact thing. Now, that's not me wishing bad upon the world. That's just me understanding that I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone because it's like everywhere I turn, somebody's complaining. Everywhere I turn, somebody's getting cussed out. Everywhere I turn, somebody's dying. Everywhere, it's like, you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like that's just the reality of the world that we live in. And so, again, I'm just here to provide value for you. And I really do want you to get something out of this. And so that's why I decided to turn on the camera and just go ahead and make this video, not knowing what I'm going to say, not knowing how I'm going to say it, not knowing when I'm going to say it, not even knowing that I'm going to post this, when I'm going to caption it, nothing. I truly do just want to give value, and I don't boast in that. I just boast in the fact that I'm alive. It's like I said, I feel like I have nothing together, and when you feel like that, truly the only blessing you feel like you have is life itself. And that is, I feel like, is a great point to just end this video right now. So, you know, we got to the point of, I'm going to talk about life here, and that's what we ended on. So if you found this video helpful, just keep the conversation rolling. Keep the conversation. This conversation was just between you and me. Nobody else has to know. If you really resonated with this video, you know, I'm just a vessel, but for whatever reason, if you did, you know, you can reach out to me on IG, Leek2Wealthy, LEEK 2 wealthy, wealthy as in wealth, riches, wealthy. Just shoot me a text. If you just, you know, if you don't want to comment, I know sometimes like people post really, you know, you find some real deep, real meaningful, real insightful stuff on these platforms. And so, you know, sometimes I feel tempted to comment in a vulnerable way, or comment things that are a little bit personal. So I understand that. Feel free to reach out to me. I'm a human being. For me, this video is basically me saying, hey, open arms. But you have a blessed day. You take care of yourself. You love on yourself, and you never give up. All right. Do those things for me, and I promise you'll never lose. You'll never be dissatisfied with yourself and with your life. Anything else you can't necessarily control. So that's it for this video. Peace.